Just in regards to the election at the moment, obviously Kamala Harris has taken the reins and she's just gotten her VP on board as well. So it's an interesting time at the moment. I want to get your reaction to her having Megan Thee Stallion performing, because when I see that, I just think to myself, it's pandering in the worst way. It's probably actually not as bad, the pandering, as Kamala Harris's fake Southern accent. So tell me about, give me your reaction to those political strategies.
Oh man, I can't stand it. I call these people panda bears, right? They're pander bears. That's all they do is pander, pander, pander. Which just goes to show the disingenuous nature of these people. They don't want the best for society. They don't want the best for humanity. They think we are. Again, it's bread and circuses, right? Let's just try to entertain the people and get their vote. I mean, I can't remember this lady's name, but oh, I can't remember what her name is, where she's from, but she did a twerking video. She did a twerking handstand, and then she said, "Vote for me," right? What? This is what people do who are degenerate. These are what when they have no policies, and that's the thing. That's the other thing with Kamala Harris. She has people like Megan Thee Stallion up. And she has people, these degenerate individuals who come up there and sing filth and twerk and all this other type of stuff because they have no policy solutions, right? No, nothing that is going to be for the benefit of the United States of America, right? You go to their website, there's no policies, there's no nothing like that. It's just donate to me. And that's a typical Democrat mentality. That's a typical Democrat logic, right? I don't have to propose anything to you. I don't have to bring anything tangible for you. I'm not going to solve the inflation, the rise in inflation, because I want that. I'm not going to solve the open border because I want that. I'm not going to solve the rising crime because I want that, because we want big government, and big government is going to save you from all these different things. You just got to put your faith in us, right? And that's the wrong type of mentality to have. So when it comes to people like Kamala Harris, this DEI hire, right, which is exactly what she is. And if people get upset and pissed off about that, I thought DEI was a good thing. So you can't consider that to be an insult for me calling her a DEI hire, right? But she's a DEI hire. Biden said he's going to or he's going to have a woman as his VP, right? She wasn't voted for. She was just put in place by the elites once they kicked Biden out of office, right? So much for democracy, which we're not a democracy or a constitutional republic, but that's for a conversation for another time. But you look at the whole of this campaign, right? They promote three things: her being Indian, her being a person of color, right? The color of her skin is darker, and her being a woman. But her being a woman is not going to fix world, or is not going to stave off World War III, right? Her being an Indian is not going to solve rising inflation. Her being a person of color and having darker skin is not going to solve what's going on the southern border. I'm so sick and tired of the identity politics that people like this play, and people fall for it hook, line, and sinker, especially when it comes to the black community. It's time for us to wake up and smell what's really going on, especially when it comes to our bank accounts and our pockets.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I wasn't sure. I wasn't aware if she's an Indian woman or a black woman. I mean, I heard Donald Trump the other day at his speech. I don't know if you heard him doing that debate, and he was like, "Next minute, I know she's a black person." So definitely some comedic value there going on. But I mean, just in terms of the election itself, when you're looking at the dynamics here, if you had to sort of make a prediction, because one of the things that I think, right, is that Kamala Harris was so grossly unpopular just last week. And then all of a sudden she gets on and she has like a few dances on TikTok or whatever, and they're saying, "Oh my gosh, she's so popular. She's the most popular president. She's gonna turn everything around." And it just seems so ridiculous to me. And I can't help but think it's some gaslighting happening for the media, and they're sort of planting the seeds that, oh, she's so popular, she's going to challenge Trump in elections, so that when election time comes around and they stop the votes at midnight or whatever, then it won't be all. But she's so popular, of course she won. Of course she got more votes than anybody in history. So how do you see that playing out? Do you have some concerns there?
I do. I have big time concerns because right now, I mean, it's kind of like it's the Biden campaign. She's not popular at all whatsoever. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's growing support as of now, which is kind of interesting, but it's manufactured by the mainstream media. So it's Donald Trump and JD Vance versus Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, and the mainstream media, which is just fawning over her, falling over themselves. But it's not genuine reporting, right? And it's actually rather interesting because JD Vance was went up to the media, on the tarmac and said, "Well, because Kamala keeps ducking and dodging you, I will go ahead and keep you company and talk to you." Which is interesting because that's exactly what she's doing. She needs a teleprompter because she's a horrible debater. She's a horrible speaker. The significance of the passage of time, the significance of the passage of time, the time that's significant due to the passage. That's what we're dealing with when it comes to Kamala.
Yeah.
But the media is doing God's work, right? Not God's work, actually Satan's work when it comes to helping out Kamala in this campaign, which is very concerning to me. And like you said, I 125,000% agree. Oh, she's so popular. Oh, she's so popular. Oh, look at that. Another count, stop in the middle of the night during election season. Oh, wow. Oh, all of a sudden this Kamala surge. Well, that was to be expected because she's so popular. I'm
Mm.
not buying it. A lot of people are not buying it. It's just a matter of trying to get people to wake up to what's really going on in a manufactured image that is Kamala Harris now.
Interesting. So do you see, in terms of like your own community, your family, your friends and everything, do you see more support for Republicans from the black community since Trump came to office? And why do you think that is as well? Why do you think that there are some people maybe having their heads turned and being like, hold on a second, like maybe I've been lied to here. Maybe I should like look to the party of that wants success for me rather than welfare for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've seen the waking up of the black community big time, especially because there's a couple major factors. One, of course, rising inflation. When it comes to gas prices, when it comes to food prices, when it comes to just being able to live, rent and mortgages and mortgage rates and things of that nature, it's hitting everybody hard, right? Especially the black community. I have numerous stories from numerous people, people who went against me, especially more so towards 2020 and 2021 and 2022. And they're like, you know what? They used to make fun of me because I used to always rock with the MAGA hat. And then all of a sudden, a year later and 2 years later, they're like, you know what, man to man, you were right, right? Because they see it, they feel it. When you feel it in your pocketbook, that's when you really take notice. But I think the main thing right now, the main thing that has awoken the masses is illegal immigration, right? We see the poor southern border, right? We see the influx of these illegal aliens. I'm not going to call them migrants. I'm not going to call them undocumented workers. I'm going to give the official term for such people, illegal aliens. Based on U.S. code, that's exactly what they are. They're illegal aliens. So these illegal aliens come into the United States of America and they're given the farm. They're given everything. And they're placed in places like south side of Chicago, which I was just at, in which the people are pissed. Okay, the residents in the south side of Chicago are pissed. Residents in New York are pissed. Residents in Baltimore are pissed. People in California are pissed. The black community has been waking up because Candace Owens said this in a video. It was either 2018 or 2019, where she said illegal is the new black. And you see that happening all over in these inner cities where they're given the farm, they're given all these resources, they're given all this money, they're given all this preferential treatment because the black community is no longer being subservient. We're waking up. So they need a new subservient class of people that are going to be able to vote for them en masse. And that's what you see what's going on right now is these people are gearing up. They're getting driver's licenses. There's going to be, they don't want election integrity when it comes to Democrats. They don't want any voter ID laws so that anyone can vote for the Democrat Party, including illegals. And how are you going to stop it? Right. So
Hmm.
the black community is waking up. They're like, we're being replaced. Right. The resources that used to go to us are now going to them and they don't even belong here. So what's this Republican Party doing over here? What are they talking about? What are they offering? What are they proposing? What are they saying? So it's a waking up of the masses, and I love to see it. It's just will they wake up enough, and will we have enough to offset the amount of illegals who are going to try to illegally jump into this election?
Don't forget to like the video if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and you can also find the Reality Based podcast on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube Music.